Here is my surprise for you. You have been terminated, immediate effect. I should have been devastated by that sentence. However, I was rendered immobile as I stood in the glass office of my boss's son, surrounded by fake birthday decorations and a stale chocolate cake that no one touched were all I could feel. Stillness, a frigid, clean feeling. Pause. He said it with a sneer as if he had just given me a designer purse. Proceed. Jesse, please proceed with the packing of your belongings. In 10 minutes, I will ensure that your access is revoked. Iwan's bowed. There were no arguments, no weeping, only silence. I swung around and proceeded to walk past The receptionist was taken aback, blinking as if uncertain whether this was a sadistic office prank, and she proceeded to enter the elevator, without regard for the past. The metal doors were closed. My reflection gazed back at me. I celebrated my 35th birthday today. It began in a manner that was considerably different. At 6:30 a.m., my spouse, Noah, had prepared coffee for me. While our 2 rescue canines danced around our feet, we sang "Happy Birthday" off-key. He had kissed my forehead and uttered the following words: "Finish your work. The genuine birthday will commence afterward." That morning, I believed that the genuine birthday entailed dinner, reservations, or perhaps an unexpected weekend retreat. It was discovered that the situation was entirely different. I called Noah while sitting in the driver's seat of my vehicle, my work badge still hanging from my rearview mirror. He recognized the initial ring. "Happy birthday, baby," he exclaimed, with a smile. "What time should I pick you up?" I inquired quietly. "I have already left." "I have fired." Silence. "Then today?" 10 minutes ago. A moment of silence. Was it Darren? Indeed. An additional delay. Then Noah chuckled. Not out of mirth, but rather with a peculiar sense of intelligence. He expressed satisfaction. I breathed. "All right." He inhaled. "Jess, we discussed this. You were never secure in that location. You were aware of it. I was aware of it. You were maintaining that organization. While Darren engaged in executive cosplay, you were on his back. He was not mistaken. I had become a member of Everland. Homes were constructed 5 years ago by a small but esteemed architectural firm that was recognized for its clear designs and integrity. Tu was appointed as a senior planner. However, within a year, I had modernized their project flow, incorporated safety, and implementation of compliance across all departments, resulted in the company saving hundreds of thousands of dollars in unsuccessful inspections. Gregory, I was promoted and respected while the original CEO, who was also Darren's father, was in command, heard. Gregory's stroke ensued, and Darren, Gregory's son with a business degree and a trust fund, was prepared to assume the role. Concluded. In less than 6 months, he had terminated the legal review committee and engaged a public relations agency. He made my department into his personal scapegoat, and no one was in need. He neglected to extend invitations to me to significant meetings, claimed that my reports were excessively technical. And now, on my birthday, he presented me with the termination, final present. Noah had already changed out of his work attire. By the time I arrived home, he was standing in the kitchen with 2 glasses of champagne. "What is this?" I inquired, placing my hand on the table. He smiled as he reached the end of the keys. I breathed. "And what will transpire in 4 hours?" he inquired, clinking his glass against the table, mine. He did not respond. Instead, he kissed my forehead. "Noah, what are you discussing?" And he said, "Just trust me." 3 hours and 46 minutes later, my phone rang, couch situated adjacent to me. A call was missed, followed by another, and then 5 more. By the time IA cursory examination of the screen revealed that there were 98 missed contacts. Every employee from Everland, the office superintendent, 3 department chiefs, and even Darren himself. Immediately, I came to the realization that something. This was not merely a termination. This was an error, one they were unable to afford to produce. Please take a moment to like this video before I proceed to explain the subsequent events. Become a subscriber to the channel. The bell is often overlooked by numerous viewers who are captivated by these narratives. Furthermore, I assure you that the manner in which you will not want to miss the subsequent segment as it unfolds. Returning to the narrative. On that evening, as Noah and I sat in our backyard beneath string lights, he finally articulated the information he had been knowing for weeks. Darren has given his consent. He stated that he submitted the Ridgeview contract last Friday and used your name to do so. However, he made modifications to your original plan designs. My stomach plummeted. Noah, that is illegal. He nodded and considered the situation to be perilous. My palms were trembling. Ridgeview was a housing development that cost $22 million. A single Jess, he forgeried your signature, one overlooked code, and a structural defect. That was the moment when it dawned on me. Darren had not merely eliminated a competent individual by terminating my employment. He would eliminate the solely individual, capable of defending the subsequent events. I came to the realization that this was not the conclusion of my narrative. It was merely the beginning. That evening, I was unable to obtain adequate sleep. I was not overcome with sorrow or anxiety. Rather, I was consumed by the sheer fury of the information I had just acquired, fired upon my birthday. Indeed, but they also utilized my name, credentials, and reputation. A man who was incapable of designing a fire escape without consulting YouTube weaponized all of it. Darren had fraudulently obtained my authorization regarding the development intentions for Ridgeview. Subsequently, my absence rendered me incapable of responding to inquiries regarding the situation. Things went awry, as I am confident that they would. In the Ridgeview complex, there was my infant. I spent 6 months perfecting those plans, ensuring that every elevation, code specification, and detail was perfect. The selection of materials was faultless. I was aware of the soil classifications. I had personally perambulated the site. I signaled the unstable perimeter wall that Darren had maintained was merely cosmetic. Therefore, when Noah presented me with the schematics that had been submitted that evening, they were stamped with my digital signature, but lacked the key.